Hi guys, in this video we are going to look into how to assemble our frames. So let's jump into Premiere Pro. So Premiere Pro, I've got this loaded up here. I'm going to go to New Project to make a new project. This is where it is going to save it. I am going to call this Tentacle Sway there. Everything else you can kind of leave as it is, unless you want to move the location. So press OK. It's now going to load up Premiere with that here. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is import our media in this bottom left corner down here. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to navigate to where my images are. So they are in Maya, they're on projects, they're in that tentacle render project, and they are in images over here. Now I select the first one and there we go. If I hit this options down here, if you're on a Windows, it should already be there. So I don't want to select all of them because it's going to bring them in as still images. So I want to look for this image sequence button here and make sure that's ticked. And it's going to then read all of these here. And because we set everything up really nice in Maya, they're going to all be in the right order. So if I select the first one and then press import, it is now going to import those files but as an animation. If I now drag this onto my timeline, it's going to create a new sequence with my animation here, and there we go. That's all done. So that's all rendered out there. You may want to loop your animation a few times. So you've got your timeline here. You can copy and paste these in a few times if you want. You can select the space in between and press delete, and they will all go together there. And then when you want to export this, we can go up to File, Export, Media. So now we're going to export this as a video. We are going to take Match Sequence Settings. Okay, so if we look at the format, H.264 is a really good format. It should compress your video ever so slightly there. Okay, so H.264, we can select that. Everything else is fine. We can tick use maximum render quality there. And to find out where it exports, if we just click this blue text here and we browse to somewhere where we want to put this. So if I pop this in my documents here and then hit save, I can then export this. It'll take a little bit of time. Let's have a look in my documents to see if I can find that. So there it is, it's writing to there. That H.264 means it's going to compress it slightly, which means it's not going to be as large. Sometimes if you export lossless, it'll be too large. This is now 7.7 megabytes, which isn't too bad. I can double click that, and then I can play my rendered animation there. So if you set up your 3-point lighting really nice, you render these out, maybe use that infinite white background we've looked at in the past as well, you should be able to really nicely render your animations with not too much difficulty. If you want, you can use this piece of software called Handbrake to compress your video files. So once you've got Handbrake open, it's free to download if you just drag and drop that in. Let's browse to where we exported that. So we exported it to documents. So let's hit save in there. Ooh, let's call it Tentacle Sway Compressed. Hit save. And you don't really need to change anything in here. The default compression should be fine. If we hit start on that, it's then going to run the compression down the bottom. It'll take a few seconds. Great. And now if we have a look at that video, so that one's 7.7 meg and this one is now 1.6, so it's decreased it significantly. So although they're both fairly small, if you play the compressed one, you're probably not going to be noticing any changes in quality there. Okay. if you've got a larger file, it's going to make a significant difference. So I've had 1 gig files compressed down to like 50 meg, which is super duper good. Okay, so in this video we've looked into rendering out our frames from Maya. We've then and setting up all our render settings. We've then looked at bringing those images into Premiere and setting them up within Premiere, and then we've looked at post compression afterwards using Handbrake. Okay, thank you very much.